the analytical framework that we will use to determine our strategy and our priorities for resolving our part of the debt crisis is built on an assessment of our unique contributions to national security and to joint requirements. In any budget scenario, we will be required to continue providing capabilities that offer the nation's leaders a wide range of strategic options for rapid and flexible power projection. And our core contributions enable America's global perspective and result in appropriately tailored effects at times and places of our choosing. These core contributions are nearly exclusively ours, and they reside in four main areas: control and exploitation of the air and space domains, as well as mission assurance in cyberspace, global strike, rapid global mobility, and worldwide intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. These four core contributions are enabled and enhanced by superior command and control networks. Without these contributions, the United States would have to fundamentally recast its expeditionary and power projection capability because, as articulated by numerous venerable air power thinkers, from Billy Mitchell himself to Ron Fogelman, one of my venerated predecessors, we depend on air and space power for our strategic interests. Over the latter half of the 20th century, particularly during the 90s, most commercial air travel, with the Federal Aviation Administration now citing 739 million people who flew on U.S. commercial carriers in 2005 and estimating the figure to reach 1 billion by 2015. More and more goods of services are shipped by air as well, with our dependence on space for global positioning and communications, weather forecasts, and other critical utilities increasing for the better part of these last 2 decades. In short, the nation we serve is an air and space nation. At Kitty Hawk, the first to ascend into the air in powered flight. At the Sea of Tranquility, the first and still the only to descend from spacecraft onto the moon. Certainly, our global posture, underpinned by our expeditionary power projection capability, depends on freedom of action in the air and space and increasingly cyberspace around the world. Therefore, Air Force control of air and space has strategic significance beyond its military utility. And maintaining freedom of action in those domains with minimized threat of attack from above will be essential, and it is an essential precondition to achieve a wide range of U.S. strategic interests, from global commerce and trade to diplomatic and certainly military applications. Even where adversary threat from above is negligible, friendly air power constitutes an omnipresent threat to hostile forces. But to the extent that our ability to exert control and project power from any single domain, like air or space, is becoming increasingly dependent on our ability to operate freely in the others, our mission assurance efforts must also cross multiple domains. Therefore, as a part of our mission to control the air, we must continue to secure spaceborne capabilities such as precision navigation and timing, protected communications, missile warning, weather, and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. And we must maintain access to and freedom of action in cyberspace, on which our command and control architecture and our situational awareness significantly rely. In cyberspace, we must continue our ongoing development of dynamic defenses for our vital networks so that they are protected. and to counter aggressors that are able to intrude and root through our networks. We must increase our ability to find and disable any malware and to discern and interpret forensic evidence and to attribute threats and to track them to their source. Our commitment to cyberspace will remain institutionally strong and operationally relevant in order to ensure freedom of action and to enhance resiliency in this vital medium. To my second point, global strike. The Air Force will ensure the nation's continued ability to hold any target at risk through its unique perspective and the ability to leverage air power globally. Air power's ability to travel vast distances into opposed environments, if necessary, and to create both lethal and non-lethal effects, can ensure the nation remains able to affect the behavior of others and to shape outcomes to our strategic advantage. Therefore, our priorities for global strike will include coalescing high-caliber systems, including a penetrating bomber, into a family of systems composed of integrated weapon, sensor, electronic warfare, and ISR elements. And to ensure that our personnel are developed and specially trained for optimal performance, and to plan and coordinate meticulously with our joint teammates so that together we meet the nation's long-range strike needs. We will achieve the appropriate balance between systems such as the future long-range strike bomber and those with shorter legs that compose our tactical air combat capability. Our fiscal environment and the pace of development have made it necessary to temper the procurement of Joint Strike Fighters. We will mitigate any delays by modernizing our fourth-generation fleet with structural, advanced sensors, radars, communications, and avionics. But the fact remains that these fourth-generation aircraft, however capable, but nonetheless averaging 22 years of age, still lack modern stealth technology and integrated avionics, and will become increasingly less capable and useful against burgeoning anti-access and aerial denial strategies and capabilities, such as air defense systems, radars, missiles, and aircraft. As our nation's only fifth-generation fighter production program, there is no alternative to the F-35. So we are committed to this program, as are the Navy and the Marine Corps, as are 8 other partner air forces, including the Canadian Air Force, represented by the Vice Chief here today. Thank you for being here, sir. That have expressed interest in modernizing their fleets with the Joint Strike Fighter. As current challenges are resolved, we must proceed toward efficient manufacture and a steady production rate as soon as possible. The F-35 program must also succeed because our revitalized stewardship of 2 of the 3 legs of the U.S. nuclear triad and our modernized conventional strike forces, appropriately balanced between longer and shorter leg platforms, compose a significant portion of our strategic deterrence, crisis response, and escalation control capabilities, all of which enhance global stability and our ability to respond precisely to the threats that we are most likely to face.